Our group for the assignment consists of Nicole, Raissa, Jody, Jason, and Hans-Peter, and this is our presentation of the problem and our proposed solution. The country's main problem concerning nitrogen are the high atmospheric deposition at 34 tons per annum and the leaching of nitrates at 185 tons per annum. We need to reduce the amount of atmospheric deposition by 90% and the leaching of nitrates by 75%. The country's nitrogen has a food production of 100 tons per annum. Our policy changes have an important constraint, and that this is the food production should not be lower than 100 tons annually. And this will cause problems for nitrogen self-sufficiency. On the other hand, it should not be larger than 100 tons either, as this food excess will be dumped on the international market. This is the standard static model of what the current situation is. Here you can see the leached nitrate into the groundwater and deposited nitrogen in the natural soil. Atmospheric deposition is caused mainly through animal husbandry, and the proposed solution was installing filters at the stable. Another problem is the surplus of nutrients taken up by crop. The production of crops requires nitrogen fertilizer, and only 35 to 70% take-up efficiency is observed. The proposed solution was to maximize the efficiency to 70%, also from the manure from animal production. With these government proposals, if we want to reach targets, we would have 67% less food and 68% less animal products that would lead to food shortages. This violates our constraint of food self-sufficiency. So here you can see how this leads to leaching and deposition problem to be solved. However, you can see here that this also leads to a food shortage. We need 100, but we only have 31.28. We now move on to our proposal. Firstly, by introducing cover crops, the amount of nitrogen as surplus nutrients will be reduced. These plants are nitrogen-fixing plants and thus enhance the nitrogen uptake. Also, by producing plant proteins, we reduce the need for animal production. Secondly, aquaponics. The microorganisms and worms that grow on surplus nutrients are fed to the fish in a microponics installation. The waste that the fish produce is used for the crops in the system. Our conclusions. With these changes, we meet food security, the unwanted emissions and leaching are reduced, and the system is optimized through natural recycling and conserving nutrients. This is our final model. With the inclusion of the catch crop buffering and aquaponics that would intersect the surplus nutrient flows. The leached nitrate is reduced to 7.19 and deposited nitrogen to 4.53. Here you can see that the food production remains at 100 tons per annum. So thus all goals are met by introducing the aquaponics and cover crops, causing stable food production, solving the leaching and deposition problem.